Hello. I'm a few minutes early. I'm just trying to make sure I know where my area is. Happy Tuesday. I'll just give it a few minutes since I'm early. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Paige. I wasn't sure you were going to come. Oh, I'm glad you could, though. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. You're the first Houckette. Oh, boy. Who started that? Was it Chris? The Houckettes? It kind of stuck, didn't it? Just something fun. Anyway, we'll get started here soon. Yeah, I've been cold too, and well, it only went up to like 40 something, but I actually put the heat up one more notch today. Hi, Jen. Snuggled in bed with your computer. Sounds good to me. I actually tried to take a little nap this afternoon because I actually managed to get these cards done this morning, which is unusual for me. But I did, and then I really wanted to do some other crafting for other stuff. Hey, Brandy. And I didn't, of course, but instead I watched some other videos and took a nap. Well, I tried to take a nap. I didn't really sleep. Anyway, and then it was my son's cooking night, so he made pizza. So I'm all fed and watered and teed and all that stuff. Ready to go. How are you all doing other than being cold? A damp day with, yeah, sometimes they're worse than the full-blown rain because, yeah, it just feels colder. Yes, we had pizza. I did have a little tiny side bit of salad. I finished a bag of salad with it, so that was good. Christopher didn't though. Heather, hey, glad you could make it. I didn't check that on the Big Shot yet, but I haven't forgotten. And and it was Supreme pizza, one of the frozen ones, so we had veggies on there too. Anyway, yeah. All right, well, it is 7 o'clock officially, so let's get started. Thank you so much for joining me. So today is the 24th, which is the one-day sale called Merry and Bright. It's an online extravaganza, 24-hour sale. They were having some issues apparently early this morning, but I didn't notice them. And they resolved them by the time I knew about it. So anyway, hi, Nada. Welcome. So anyway, today is the one-day sale at Stampin' Up for the annual catalog only, which looks like this. And there are some exclusions. I went over them last time. Like the Paper Pumpkin prepaid subscriptions are not included, and the dye-based ink markers are not included, and Whisper White and Very Vanilla, and some of the adhesives, and the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and several of the several of the punches, the host stamp sets, and the Harvest Hellos cling stamp set are not included, and a couple of the standard inks like Stays On and stuff like that. But for the most part, things are included from the annual catalog. Most all the other stamp sets and dies and, some of the punches are included. So 10% off today only for most items, not everything, in the annual catalog. And tonight, we're going to be using the Flowering Blooms bundle. It comes with dies. If you get the bundle, which is $46.75, which is already 10% off. So if you would get the bundle, I believe you would get another 10% off. And if you're a demonstrator, you get more than that, whatever your discount level is. And then also, I just wanted to let you know that the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine will be available to customers starting January 5th when the new mini goes live. Yeah, we're going to use the Flowering Blooms for all 3 cards tonight. And demonstrators, we can order it starting December 1. So I am going to get that because I've been wanting that. And I will try and demonstrate with that whenever it comes in, probably, mid-December, because I'm probably not going to do express shipping on it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It depends on the major price difference. So that's what we're doing tonight. And the next paper pumpkin kit, which you'd have to order by December 10th to get the December kit, is called Berry Comforting. Send a big bear hug to ones you love. And it makes enough for 12 comforting cards and coordinating envelopes, but you can use it for a variety of occasions. I've gone over that before too. So between now and 10 December, $22 a month plus any tax in your area. Shipping is included, and it's yours. And you can suspend for a month. You can cancel anytime. You can, sign up again anytime, whatever you'd like to do. $22 a month. And just a reminder too, the Curvy Celebrations, the Curvy Bundle, Variety Bundle, which has the Curvy Christmas, the Quite Curvy stamp set and coordinating dies, and the Classic Christmas, I think it's called, 6x6 designer paper, are in that Quite Curvy Variety Bundle. And the only things that are going to carry over 5 January are the Quite Curvy Bundle, not the Christmas and not the paper. So if you're interested in that, that's available now, called the Quite Curvy Variety Bundle, if you are interested in that. And for those of you who will be placing orders, if your order is under $150, please use this host code between now and the end of November 30th, which is next Monday. So next Tuesday when we're on, it'll be December 1st. Can you believe that? It'll be December 1st. Ay, 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 ay. I can't believe that. Did I miss anybody else? Nita. No, I got Nita. Okay. All right. So I'll bring that back at the end. And also, thank you. A couple people did order late yesterday and today. Thank you very much for those orders. I sincerely appreciate that. All righty. So here is the bundle we're going to be using. This flower. It's a beautiful bundle. I got it when they were having the stamp sale. 2 months ago, I think it was. So, yeah, I know. Time flies, right? We must be having fun. Not. And, yeah, so we're going to be using the whole thing, basically. I think I've used everything except these little pieces here. Well, that's not true. I don't think I used the dies for these, but I did use all the other ones. Okay. So with that, let me show you the first card and we'll just jump right in. So this card is our first one, and it is a slimline, and it was inspired partially by left-handed crafter Brandy from when I watched she has a slimline card series, days 1 through 5, and I think it was day 5. It's a little different. But it was also inspired by the catalog for this bundle, which had something not on a slimline, but with these panels. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Thank you. All right. So I'm using thick, very vanilla cardstock, and it's 8.5 by 7. So 8.5 by 7. And scored at 3.5. That's the size I made it. So it's a little bit, it'll definitely fit in a number 10 mailing envelope. I don't know if they make them in very vanilla or any colors, but oh well, it can decorate the envelope, right? So this is Thick Very Vanilla. Then we're going to use a matte of Misty Moonlight, which is one of the in colors for 2020 to 22. And that is cut 8 1/4 inch, 8.25 by 3 1/4 or 3.25. And we're just going to go ahead and glue that down. So I don't think too many Stampin' Up! Demonstrators make slimline cards because you can't get 2 cards out of 1 sheet of paper like you can with all the other ones, but I enjoy them every now and then. So this is the paper I used on the first one. I might use the reverse this time. This is, we'll stick with this one. This is from the Boho Indigo product medley, which is like a kit. It's a full kit with a stamp set and dies and 48 sheets of 6x6 designer series paper. I have shown this before, and then there's some other embellishments and ribbons and stuff. So we're going to use the paper out of that. And I don't know, let me see. Well, the pattern's going the wrong way if I do it that way, so we'll stick with it this way. And I'm just going to eyeball it. Now this is cut to, it's 6 inches automatically because that's how big the paper is, 6x6. But I cut it to 3 1/8, so there's just a little border at the top and bottom. And I want just about an inch, a little less than an inch maybe on either side. And I'm not measuring, I'm just eyeballing it. You've never done a card this size? Yeah, they're pretty popular right now, the slim line. Right. That's right. You can use different size cards to do the paper. 5x7 is another one because you need well, you don't need 12x12, but you only get one out of a 8.5x11 sheet there also. Okay, so that is pretty easy so far, right? And then these squares are, let me get this right, we need 3 of them. And they're 2 3/4 by 2.5, because I figured, I don't know, somehow I figured it out to be, I needed to go in 1/4 from this, and that was like 7 point something, and then divide that by 3 and it ended up being 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Anyway, somehow I figured it out. So, but we need to stamp on them first. So let me get the stamps. And I'm going to bring in some even ickier scrap paper. So we're going to use this in, let me make sure they're the right direction. Yeah. They're a little bit longer up and down than they are this way. So what did I say? They are 2 3/4 by 2.5. So we're going to use Bumblebee on the center one, which is a rose. So we have a yellow rose. Bumblebee ink, which is a nice bright color, and it's an in color. I'm just going to stamp that right in the middle and leave it at that. Clean my stamp. And then put my ink away. Thank you, Nada. Oh, well, you know, it's that accounting degree in me, Brandy. I just can't help myself sometimes. You should try and make one. You would make it beautifully, I'm sure. And they're easy. They're not any harder than any other card. It's just the envelope. Okay, so now we're using this leafy branch, but we're going to stamp it 3 times. Once sort of in the middle. And then we're just going to come up a little bit over this way. And then we're going to go a little shorter down here. Like that. And that's it. We're not even going to color these because I don't want to. I don't want to. Yeah, I know, really. They're, I guess I didn't even look. Let me check that. I think they must be, they're on page 70, I believe I said. Yep. And they are, yes, they are what they call distinctive. I should put that on here with a marker. A D for distinctive, which basically means they look 3D just by using the stamp, but they're not really. And then we're going to use the bright Magenta Madness for, if I can find them, these lovely flowers here. And we're going to stamp those 3 times as well. Sort of same way. A little speckle. Let me turn that one over because it has a speck of something. Oops. So we'll just do one in the middle again. And then we're going to come over and go like that. And then just a little one down here. I don't know why, I just like that 3 thing. There's, if you are interested in those kind of stamps, they say distinct, D-I-S-T-I-N-K, tiv. In the catalog, there's like a little scallop circle next to them that has that terminology on it. So now let's get rid of this. And now we just place them here. And what I did on the first one, because you know me and straight lines, right? Is I laid down this, let me move that over there. I laid this down across the top, about 1/4 inch in from the top. And right up against the edge there, so that I at least would get the up and down placement right. That's not right, though. And I still can't do it. But then I wanted the middle to be right. And I want a little bit of blue around the edges to show. I think that needs to go over that way a little bit more. And nope, they have to come over this way a little more. They're sliding under my ruler. All right, that's pretty good, right? So now we're just going to glue them down. I'm not bumping them up. We will bump the sentiment up, though. Sometimes everything doesn't need to be bumped up. Plus, you want them to fit in the envelope, right? Because we don't have any special envelopes. It's kind of hard, too, with a camera stand right in front of my face. And that's up a little too high, actually. I think my ruler slid because I'm looking for about 1/4 inch down here at the bottom. Yeah, aren't they? Those in colors, they're like my favorite in colors as a grouping that we've had. Every year they come out with 5 new colors and 5 retire, and they call them the in colors. And last year's in colors are pretty too, but they're more muted, although Pretty Peacock, I like those colors too, but they are more soft or muted. Now, see, I'm getting them crooked, guys. I'm not paying attention. Sliding that down a little bit. Okay. And then, but this year, they're all like, well, Misty Moonlight's kind of muted too. I don't know. They're just cheerful. They're fun colors. This is Misty Moonlight. It's one of the in colors too. How'd I do on that one? A little wonky. Not bad. Okay. Okay. So that is that. And then we have to stamp the sentiment, which is in this set. Oops, that's not it. Where are you? Here you are. It says, your kindness is so appreciated. I have this strip. It's a 1/2 inch strip, which is way too long. But we're just going to try and stamp it down this end, and I have enough room to do it there if I need to. We're going to stamp that in Misty Moonlight. Ah. I know, exactly. Contraband glue would have had me. I will be using the contraband glue just a little bit on card 2. We won't talk about that too much. Okay, and I have a tendency to want to tilt this, so ooh, yay! First time's a charm. This time, I think that's the first time that it went right on the live and not in the practice session. That's funny. All right, we're going to be putting that on a piece of, oops, which I just bent, which is also too long, but this is about 3/4 inch. And I think I have that 4 inches, and this I cut down to 3 3/4. So let's do that. Yeah. So we'll make this be 4 inches. And then this will make be 3 3/4. It looks a little too short. You know what? I'm going to go just have an 1/8 inch around. Just because it just looked a little too short. That'll do. That'll do. It's a little bit short around the edges then, but I know what I could do. I could cut the other part off the other end. So we'll make that be 3 3/4. We'll lop it off this side. Because I got it too close on the one end. All right, so I'm going to glue this onto here. So are you remodeling the basement then, Nada? Is that going to be your craft room, the basement? I'm in the attic. I'm like Rapunzel, I guess. Throw my hair out the window. Have somebody rescue me. Yeah, right. Too late for that. All right, and then that's just going to go here, but we will bump that up. Now you could use, actually, these are almost done. I just have a few left, but this really wide strip here, do I want that? Yeah, I want the wide strip here. And maybe that will do really good there. And then I just need like one down there. Boom. All right. Or you could also use, we have now the, what is it called? It is called, I don't know what it's called. This stuff, foam adhesive sheets that look like these. Well, they look bigger than that, but I don't have any left in that pack except strips, which now that's everything's falling. Okay, anyway. So we'll have to come rescue you from the dungeon and me from the towers. All right, let me make sure that's straight. That's pretty straight. And then the last thing is, well, no, we have two last things. Except I don't know what I did with them. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hang on. Maybe I put them away and didn't mean to. Our embellishments. We need to have embellishments. I think I put them away. One moment, please. I'll put you on hold for a moment, please. I don't remember putting them away, but it's possible. Because my memory is like shot lately. Either that or they slid under my mat. Nope, I don't see them there. All right, let's see. Here they are. Look, I put them away. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so these are the in 2020 to 2022 in color enamel dots, and we're going to use Misty Moonlight. because I have the most of that color. You could use any color you want, but here are the colors: Magenta Madness, Just Jade, which I used here, Misty Moonlight, which is the one we're going to use, Cinnamon Cider, which I didn't use, and Bumblebee, which I did use. So, and we will put them pretty much in the same spots as I had them, if I can get a hold of them. There we go. And then maybe we'll put 2 more on this time though. Let's see, we had one there. Just because I feel like it, if I can get a hold of them. I think we'll put one up here. It's stuck to me. There we go. And one more somewhere. And let's see, maybe up here. Okay, that's enough. And then this is a 1-inch strip by 3 1/2, 3 and 1/4. And all we're going to do is just put that over here on the inside to bring in the background paper. And that's because I had one piece that was twice this wide, and I cut it in half and used half of the first card and half of this one. And there we go. Pretty easy. First card. Only took us like 20 minutes or something. There we go. Okay, Brandy. Alrighty, so that is the first one. And the second one is not a slimline card, but it's gorgeous. I love it. Isn't that so pretty? All right, so this one is on, I'm using very vanilla thick for all the card bases tonight because I actually had the first slimline and this one. And the other one we're going to do is this one. And one of the third one's already pre-cut, so I decided to go ahead and use them. This is Rococo Rose, which is one of last year's in colors. And we'll be using the Stampin' Blend markers for that. We're also going to use Pear Pizzazz. And this is one of the dies. It's this one right here. So it doesn't cut, it cuts the design out of the paper. And you can cut off all these loose pieces and have it be a strip to put on something, but I elected to just leave it there and have the openings as they were, except these pieces that come from the paper stay in, and that's where I had to use my contraband glue. Oh, thank you, Paige. Yeah, I kind of went from pretty good to wow to pretty good again, I think. So, yeah, I think that flower is just wow. Now, I will tell you, I stamped it 3 different times, so my hints are, don't use black ink. Because it's a distinctive flower, it'll fill in a lot of this area with black. Unless you want a black and white flower, I don't suggest using black and then deciding you're going to color it. I also do not suggest using, I'll show you actually. This is what black ink looks like when you stamp it. You did, Paige? Oh, maybe because they had problems this morning or something. I don't know. I didn't have any problems with it, but apparently some of the prices weren't showing discounted for some people. I don't know. Well, thank you for that information because I'm not on my email, so I didn't get that notice. So I do not suggest using this stamp in black. Also, this is what it would be like if you stamp it in like Rococo Rose or a color. But then your leaves are all filled in. So what I did is I stamped it in Pear Pizzazz, which you do get a little green in here, but that's okay because flowers have some green in them, right? Yeah, because of tech issues. Okay, well, thank you for that information. I appreciate that. So this is what we're going to do. So let me get all the pieces and give you the specifics. All right. I love this stamp set. It was one of my, I have to get this. This is to stamp on. And actually this is thick Very Vanilla too, just because I have it, a scrap of it, and I didn't have a big enough scrap of the regular Very Vanilla, but this one's done in regular Very Vanilla. This is Rococo Rose to do our stamping. This is the sheet for here. So this is our card base. It's A2, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is 5 1/4 by 4, and we're not going to texture it. I just wanted that back there so it would show through over here. So the first thing we're going to do is get that die, and we're going to, now when I first did this, when I was experimenting, I saw these little holes here, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. Maybe I can fit ribbon through there. Not thinking, no, it really doesn't cut out that area. Just put the little indent there. But I guess if you cut the whole thing out, you could put it on a piece of ribbon if you wanted to. Once I saw what it did, I decided against that idea. So we're just going to place this like this. Yeah, I could go a little closer to the edge. Maybe about 1/8 of an inch in from the edge, and I'm going to turn around and die cut that, and I'll be right back. Oops, maybe it just slid on me. So I do have sticky notes over here, which I'm going to use for this to hold it in place. And I'm using plates, the base plate, which is 1, 2, 3, and 3. And we're just going to run it back and forth. Only because it comes back to me faster that way. And I'm lazy and I don't feel like standing up to get it. Now, I'll bring the whole plate over. And I'm going to bring this spongy thing over and take this off. And it comes off really good. Now see, some of it will stick to your plate. So I just take my Take Your Pick brush tool attachment. If you, now Judy told me if you use dryer sheets on here, I guess before you do the cutting, they'll come off, but I need to get a box of them to keep up here because they're 2 floors down and I don't really want to go down and get them all the time. So I just scrape them off with my Take Your Pick tool. This is pretty well used up, and then I just gently brush over. Now, if you have old paper pumpkin boxes, you can put this in an old paper pumpkin box so all those bits don't go flying all over your room. See how these stick up? So you could just cut around that area and cut it off, but I left it in. And then the other trick I have for you, real simple trick. Hang on. Oops. Come off of there, piece. Let me get my paper scissors. You see right here where it's a partial? I just bent them back and bent them back. And this one right here, which might not work, just poked it through and then turned it over and snipped them off because I want them to be out. And then same down here, this one strip and this one little bit here. And oops, that guy didn't pop out. And one little hole there. And then flip it over. Oops, went the wrong way. I popped them through the wrong way. Anyway, there we go. And then just snip them off right at the back. And that way, all the little stripes look cut off. Now, this little dot might not, but it's okay. All right, so let me get those bits off my paper here. Alrighty, so let's bring our card thing in. So what we're going to do is just glue that down. This looks too big for some reason. This looks too small. Well, that's pretty weird. Oops. This should be 5 1/4 by 4. I bet you this was a scrap. Yeah, 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut this down to 5. Ay. Let me make sure this is 5 1/2. Because sometimes, yeah, it is. Okay. So it's going to look a little bit different. But anyway, let me cut this down to 5. Let me just measure once again. Yeah, the width is okay. It needs a 1/4 inch off of it. Alrighty. Because I want this to be centered on it. That's better. So we'll have a little extra white showing around the, very vanilla showing around the edges, but that's okay. I'd much rather have this piece be centered on there. I guess I should cut in a little bit on the sides too. Yep, let's do that. See, I'm kind of a little bit of a perfectionist that way. Hi, Therese. Welcome. So I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch off the side here too. So this will now be 3 3/4 by 5 for the pink. And this should be, it's going to be, it's kind of going to be a mess. Going to be 3 1/2, but it might be the same. Let's see what it is. It should be 4 3/4, right? Right. No, it's 5 also. Nope. Yeah. Okay. It's good. Oh, phew. All right. It's 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. It's a labor of love. It's going on a 5 1/2. So we're going to have an even amount all the way around. It's just going to be a little less area than the other one. Oops. Oh, well. I'm going to use my contraband glue now because we have all these little bits here that I actually want to tack down. Now, Stampin' Up! Does have, fine tip glue. Let's see if my glue will cooperate with me today. I don't know. Earlier today, I really had, it seems to be doing okay. Yeah, I had to unclog it a couple times. I think it was cold too. So I don't want to be cold either. And I know it doesn't like it cold, so. All right, I think that's probably good enough. Now we're not stamping directly on this, so I'm okay with putting this down. And I just want to get it fairly well centered on here. There we go. And push those down so they're not getting caught. And then we can go ahead and put that on here as well. And I could switch back to my Tombow now. But since this is open and right here, I'll use it for that. So again, for those who came in late, this is the Flowering Blooms bundle on page 70 of the annual catalog. Ooh, sorry. Didn't mean to bump you. Now let's set that aside. We have to do some stamping. We're going to bring in Pear Pizzazz, which is in the subtles. And this beautiful big flower right here. What kind of flower is that? I don't know. Maybe it's like a wild rose. I don't know. Gorgeous, right? Very green. But we're going to change that. It will become Rococo Rose. Now, while we have our green open, though, I'm going to stamp something. I'm moved beyond words. And so is my bottle of water, apparently. And I'm going to stamp that up here because I need enough room for the postage stamp to be able to go around it. I may have to snip a little bit off the bottom. All right, now we can close up our green. Pear Pizzazz. And let's bring in our Rococo Rose markers. Light and dark. Stampin' Blend markers. And we're going to start with the dark. Now I did notice that I did get some bleeding. Not me, you know, the flower. So don't go too close to the edges or you will get some bleeding. I think this one I used primarily all dark on it. And then on the big flower, wherever this dark green shading is, I just went in and colored it with dark Rococo Rose. And there are stripes here. You know, the coloring in the petals. I'll look up in a minute, sorry. Some days I have good days, like these came to me pretty quick this morning. So I was happy about that. So new tactic, I have to make my cards, even though they're for the nighttime live, I'm going to have to make them for in the morning. Not 4 in the morning, but in the morning. When my creative juices are flowing a little better. And not wait till afternoon when I sit here sometimes and go, now what am I going to do? But everybody's different. You have to create when it's best for you. All right, I'm going to stop there and color what I have so far. So hopefully it blends a little better. And I'm using the light. I'm trying not to get too close to the very edge of the leaf. I mean the petal. But in the centers where those lines are, I'm going to go in a circular motion. Try and blend them in good. And this is actually a flower petal here. And that's where I went out a little bit. I think on the first one I actually used the other tip of the marker. So you can use either the nib like I'm using now or the brush on this, which has a nice fine point. Okay. And I think the fine point actually works a little better getting to these tips of these flowers. So I might switch to that on the next part of it, the second half. All right, I'm going to stop and do the rest. You hate the nib side? Hi, Linda. What was the LOL? You're all so sweet. Yeah, everybody is sweet. Oh, you're not far from me, Linda. I am like 35 miles west of Philadelphia. So welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Don't worry about being late. I was late for my own time slot on Sunday. And I didn't even realize it. I must have been really tired that day. I don't know. But someone reminded me I went live an hour late. So I apologize, but thank you for showing up to those who did. So usually I have a Friday night live, which is geared towards the whatever mini catalog, and Tuesday is my regular 7 p.m. Friday is at 4 p.m. Eastern. This week I am skipping Friday because of the holiday, and I have to get caught up on some things, so I'm going to do Sunday again, but Sunday will be at either 6 or 7 p.m. I'm not sure yet. I'll try for 6. But I think I got confused last time because Tuesdays are at 7. You know what? I'm going to use the other end as well, because you see the tip on that is so much pointier, and it's just so much easier. You have to have a fine touch with it though, or it will bleed. It seems a little juicier than the other end. Just depends. I mean, it's your preference, whatever you like. So these are the alcohol markers by Stampin' Up. And yeah, it does definitely come out a little heavier. All right, I'm gonna color in with the light now. Let's try the brush end of that too. And I'm just gonna touch that with that tip there. And this one too. I do recommend usually doing it in small portions, because that way it blends a little better. Like if you sit and let it dry, I don't think it blends as well then. And I did let it dry a little bit on some of this, but it still looks okay. I mean, really, the stamp on this one does a lot of the work, because it's got that distinctive look to it already, just with the stamp. So you don't need to do a lot of coloring and shading to it. It does it for you. But just use a color, stamp it with a color that you want to be the shading, the darkness in the flower, and you'll be fine. Now I am going to bring in, we don't have Pear Pizzazz markers. I'm using light old olive, and I am going to use the brush end and just fill in some of these leaves that have a little bit of the very vanilla coming through, and just color them in gently with the camera stand in my face. You're at the end of city limits. Cool. We should. Yeah, I visited Nada before when, well, it's been a couple years now. That was probably what, 2017, I think, or 18. I don't remember. I think 17. Been a while. Judy and I went and visited her. We had and why can't I remember her name ever? The other lady. All right, I need to get the die and die cut this. We did. It was a wonderful time. I really enjoyed myself. We had a lot of fun crafting together. The 1, 2, 4 of us, right? So much fun. I wish I had room for people in my house, because my dining room is probably big enough, but it's so dark in there. All right, let me get a one of these things. Stick this on and die cut it, and I'll be right back. We're almost done this card, guys. Gals. Houckettes. That's what we are, right? The Houckettes. Deb and the Houckettes. You just go through once with it. Alrighty. It came right off. We had one little piece that came out. And I dropped something on the floor. There we go. And I'm going to put my die back in here, which is the original case. I just put it on a magnetic plate. Okay, so there's our flower. Let's hope it fits on this now because I changed the paper. And there's like a little area in between the designs, and I angled it so it would go in there. It goes over the pink a little bit this time, but it's okay. I don't mind that. And then this, we're just going to use the rectangular postage stamp punch 152709. I may have to cut a little bit. Yeah, I do. I have to cut maybe ½ inch off the end there so it'll fit. I'm just going to eyeball it because I really just need that to be gone so that this will fit. And then I want to try and center that as best as my eyes can do it. Let me turn it over this way so at least the words look now it doesn't look straight. All right, good enough. And watch, it'll look really crooked. Yeah, looks all right to me. Isabel, why can I not remember her name? That's embarrassing. That's the second time. I'm sorry, Isabel. She doesn't watch my channel anymore anyway, so, but I do apologize. I don't know why I can't remember her name. I haven't watched her much lately either. I don't know why. Has she been on much? I don't even get notifications, I think. Maybe that's why. All right, I'm going to use some minis to get up in these points because I do want them to have a little something there to hold them on. And down here. And over here. And even right there. I like dimensionals. Have I mentioned that before? Thank you, Linda. Appreciate that. Now I just have to get all these off. So this is card 2, and we have one more, which is okay. I like the first 2 cards better, to be honest with you, but we'll see. It didn't start out. The third card didn't start out to be how it turned out, but it is what it is. Sometimes that happens. And then we're just going to go like this, like that. Now, we covered up some of the stem there that time. We can still do that. All right. So we need the bigger dimensionals again. Now I have to watch because some of this will end up being glued on the leaf. So I'm going to put dimensionals definitely on the bottom and one in the middle and see how that goes. And then what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue here and here. And take my dimensionals off. My dimensional papers and stand up so I get this straight too. There we go. And then the last thing we have to add are our little butterfly gems in Rococo Rose. And they are right here. And I just put a big one, oops, up here at the top. And a little one Really doesn't matter what size you use, but didn't want to go on. He's going over here. And I'll use another big one down lower. But I think this time, where do I want to put it? I guess I'll still put it in here, even though there's less room. I could put it on the, actually I don't want there, I want it there. I could have put it on here, but because this is bumped up, I really don't want any more added dimension on the tops of that this time. Because sometimes that's what makes that pokes through your envelope. Okay, so on the inside, all I did was put a strip of Rococo Rose, and I didn't stamp anything, and I don't happen to have another strip, so I'll have to do that later. Well, I do, but it's real little, so I'm not going to use that. So you can stamp something else. Like I thought of putting I Move Beyond Words, and then you could put thank you in here because there is a thank you in this, and I think I actually do that on the next one. And I actually noticed when I pushed on this, it's a little bit too flimsy, so I'm going to take a mini dimensional and try and tuck it under there. Because even though we glued over here, there's nothing really at the top up here. There we go. I feel better about that now. So there is card 2. So 2 down, 1 more to go, and we're only at 754. I don't do too many swaps, but maybe. Are you a demonstrator? Or are you just a viewer? Just wondering. Floating petals? Ah, no. Hi, Judy. There she is. And Melanie. Hello, Houck. Did I miss anybody else? Let me scroll up a little bit before we start card 3. It's okay, Judy. Yeah, I'm live. Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm almost always on. Once in a while I skip. Just stamping 32 years. Wow. Yeah, I don't like to make tons of the same cards. I know in my uplines group they're always doing swaps, but I really don't enjoy assembly line making 16 or 20 of the same card. So I tend not to do those kind of swaps. But individual swaps, yeah, maybe. I'm probably the worst at mailing my stuff out. You either, Linda? Yeah. Thank you, Nada. So we have one more card. And let me show you that. Same stamp set, and this is it. So it isn't what I had envisioned at first. To be honest with you, I was going to use the Today's Tiles, and I had cut out paper in this, and it just wasn't working with the florals. But I did end up using this die right here. This is another bundle in the annual catalog, Today's Tiles, and it makes beautiful background tile backgrounds, and this is gorgeous. I have used this a while back, but then this, and even this can be used for sentiment things on other cards, which is what I was going for and didn't really achieve the first round. So this is again on Very Vanilla, but this time it's vertical. So it's 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2 this time. And that's because I had that made already, but I had to make another base, which I have right here. And it also, this one I had to cut. So now I have another one, which is waiting to be used. And then the background is actually Seaside Spray, but we're going to run it through this Dainty Diamonds 3D embossing folder. Thank you, Linda. Wait, what? Yeah, 20. Yeah, that's a lot. 10 max for you. Yeah, see, in our group swap, the normal group has been 16, and then they break it into like multiple groups, 1, 2, and 3, and you can sign up to do 1 group, 2 groups, or 3 groups. But I don't usually swap, and I kind of am looked down on that for, I think, but oh well. I did. I'm going to emboss this with the Dainty Diamonds 3D embossing folder. This one is embossed. There, you can see it better. Yeah, there were some fancy fold ones. I didn't participate in one of those, and I should have, because I would have liked to have seen all the different fancy folds, but I'm not as good at those, so I don't know. I can do them, but I don't know if I could do 16 of them or however many. Anyway, so I'm going to run this through the embossing folder. So to run the embossing folder through the machine. And to do that, I'm using plate 1. So Stampin' Up's new machine, the plates are all numbered, which I love. Then you put this down because it's a 3D embossing folder, and then plate 4, which is made for embossing. And then it'll go right through, which is so nice, because I used to have to use cardboard shims when I had my big kick to get the 3Ds to go through. So I do really enjoy that. I cannot speak yet on whether that plate will work in a big kick or shot. They don't recommend it, but I've seen others try it. I just have not tried it yet. So now that is embossed. I'm going to use this side that's a little more raised. So pretty. Wait. Yeah, he said that he can't come on to lives. I've seen him on Twitter, but quite honestly, most of those were all political, so I kind of stayed out of it. I haven't seen him too much on YouTube at all. He was watching and commenting on videos, but I haven't even seen that lately. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And this is 5 1/4 by 4. Where's Philomena? Oh, hi, Philomena. I couldn't see you there for a minute. Yes, I love that folder too. The Dainty Diamonds. That one, and there's another one in this year's annual that I just really love. They're like right up there with the subtle. The subtle one is one of my favorites too, still. But this one and Tasteful Textiles, I think. Where is it? I think it's called Tasteful Textiles. Anyway, yeah. Tasteful Textile. That's another one that I love. It's a little more texture to it than the subtle. Okay, now we're bringing out the layering squares, and mine are the old ones because they still say framelets or thinlets or whatever on them. But I'm using, of the scallop squares, it's like, I don't know, I originally had them numbered, but it's this one. And is that right? And the biggest one, the biggest one and that one. Those two. Now I've already done, so what I've done is I've used Night of Navy and I cut one big square, but then I took it and I went like this and tried to make sure I got them lined up good. And I did that twice so that I got 2 frames. And they're going to get glued together. And they're going to get glued onto the top of here. And then we're going to stamp again in Pear Pizzazz. I'm just not sure I love that. But anyway, well, that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to cut that out using that center square and put it down in so that it'll actually be down one layer from the top. I really could do this again a third time to raise it up, the edge up even more, but it gives it a raised, it's like indented like a picture frame is what I was going for. So that's what I did, and that's what we're going to do. So bear with me and put these away. Yeah. So let's go ahead and glue these together first. And I am going to use contraband glue again. Wait. Slow down. Oh, you haven't used, I used it once or twice, the seabed one, and I love it. But Old World, I like that one too a lot. It has a lot of texture to it. Oh, wow. That's good. Thank you, Judy. I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. We're 10 for 10 right now. 10 watching, 10 thumbs ups. Somehow I have to get more people on here because it's funny because when I finish, it always is like, oh, you had this many views, but only like 10 concurrent watchers or something. So where are all these other people? I don't know. They must pop in for a minute or two. And because out of the hour or two that I usually am live, my average watch time is like 11 minutes out of an hour or two. So that's pretty sad. But especially if it's a 2-hour one. But I understand. It's hard to sit and have time to watch somebody for 2 hours straight. Just put me on and listen to me while you're cleaning your house or something, or trying to fall asleep, because I'm pretty good at putting people to sleep. Yeah, I probably have lurkers. Although it's like it tells me now, now there's 10 people watching and 11 thumbs up. That's interesting. Thank you, whoever that was. I know, the Houckettes, my faithful Houckettes stay. Right, I agree. They're lost. Thank you. All right, so there's our frame. See how it's indented a little bit? And then we're going to put we're going to stamp. Of course we're going to stamp. We're going to stamp on here with the rosy one. The rosy one. Do you think I should use a different color as the background for the seaside spray? Maybe I should use, see, I think Night of Navy would be too dark. Did I try? I don't think I tried. Let's try that. And if it doesn't work, we'll flip it over. Let's try Night of Navy with Seaside Spray then. The stems are going to be Night of Navy, though. That's, I think, what I didn't like. Actually, that might work, except I did it up too high. Let's try it. Let's go for it. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Change it up a little bit. Misty Moonlight. Nah, because this is navy. That's why I was thinking. And Misty Moonlight is a little bit lighter. I have to close my glue up. Hang on. And get it out of my way. And we have Seaside Spray, light and dark here, that we use to color. I'm just going to use the dark in the very center here. And like where there's shading. Just a little bit. Same way we did the big flower. And I'm not going to be too overly fussy about it. Except that I really do want this to be darker in here. And this one. I'm going to have more dark on it than the other one. Does anybody else have pizza for dinner? Oh, boy. I don't know what to cook tomorrow. I sure don't want to have turkey because we're having turkey Thursday and probably Friday and probably Saturday. Anyway. So my daughter is coming and the 2 girls and now her husband, because he does have to work on Thanksgiving, but he doesn't go in until 4. So and we're eating at like 1 in the afternoon. So this should be interesting. We're all going to have masks on except for when we're eating. It's going to be strange. I don't like that. Not in my house, but we have to. Then at least I'll get to see them. Because who knows, by the time Christmas comes, we might be on total lockdown or something. I don't know. Oh, I think I like that a lot better than the Pear Pizzazz one. But I might have to put a touch of green on those leaves. So pretty. Pretty stamp set. All right, so actually I have to use Old Olive because there is no Pear Pizzazz. Stampin' Blend. Alcohol marker. Just put a touch of this going there. I don't have to go all the way down because it's going to be cut off. Just a little right there, and there's a little tip of leaf sticking out there. Okay. All right. So now, I put that square away. Why did I do that? So I'm just going to bring out that little bit smaller square again, if I can get a hold of it. And then I'll look up, check chat again. And there went one of my other squares. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty. I like blue. Okay, wait a minute. I'm thinking of calling in a pizza, spaghetti with hot sausage. Yum. You lost your chat? Uh-oh. White rice, beans, and pork chops today. That sounds good, too. That's what we could have tomorrow. Thank you. Not pork chops, but just the beans and rice. Yes, I know. Sorry, Paige. We shouldn't, because, like I said last week, there have been at least 2 cases at the elementary school my one granddaughter goes to, and 2 people where my son-in-law works. So, pot roast. Oh, I'm coming to your house, except it's cold up there. And tortilla soup. I never had that, actually. Oh, no, Judy. Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that. 94. Yeah, best. Well, I didn't have any choice to stay away from my mom at the time, who was 91. So, but anyway, all right, I'm turning around to die cut this. I'll be right back. Just one stir to do it. And here we have our little picture. Let me put my squares in there. And then that is going in here as an insert. There's something stuck on my thumb there. So let's just get our glue and glue it in. And just a reminder, Stampin' Blends will bleed through your paper. They're alcohol markers. Oops, really got that crooked. And we're just going to kind of push that in with our what's left of my thumbnail. Push it down in so that it's kind of even then, or just under. It's like indented a little bit is what I'm trying to say. Okay, and then that's going to go up here. All right, so let's stamp our other sentiment and clean off my stamp, actually. So this strip is 4 inches by about 3/4. And the sentiment we're going to do is going to be about 4 inches. The strip will be by about the same. And I did it that way because it just shows through the little holes that die makes in the paper. Which actually, I didn't brush all those little dots out the last time, so let me do that before we use it again. Really quick. Or at least most of them. Okay. So let's stamp first, and that will be... Oops. Your kindness is so appreciated again. We're going to use Night of Navy. Thank you, Melanie. Yeah, I like the blue better too. It just makes it pop, and then a little bit of the green. Definitely better. All right. I'll put it over on this side. I have to stand up. And I hope that die will fit on here. It doesn't really matter if it's crooked. Yes, it will fit on there. It's a little bit... I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to try it again because I'm just not happy with that. And now I don't know if I have enough room down this way. Yes, I do. All right, good. I use my bits. All right, so let me go die cut that, and I'll be right back. I'll be right back. And if I don't come back, my phone is not up here, so don't call me, because I won't hear it. Trying to make sure I get it on straight, because it will show with the words this time. I got it, the words over to the right a little bit further than I wanted, but it'll be okay. I'm going to go back and forth this time just to get all the little holes out. And I think most of them came out. Look at that. They all came out. They're all stuck in here, but so now we're just going to glue that onto here. Right like that. Couldn't get the stamp block G. Wait, what? All right, I missed something. I like the Misty Moonlight too. This, though, was Seaside Spray and Night of Navy. Seaside Spray is one of the in colors for the 18 to 20. I'm sorry, 19 to 21, so they go away. That one will go away, the Seaside Spray, next year. As far as I know. Oh, I got a little blur there. Okay, this is going to be bumped up. And I didn't bump this up on the first one, but I'm going to on this one. So let me get dimensionals again. No money with Christmas coming. Oh. You couldn't get the stamp block G? Now, I know Paige in the beginning said they extended the sale through tomorrow because apparently there were some issues with people not being able to get the sale on some things that should have been able to. So, but there were some things excluded. I don't remember seeing the stamp blocks being excluded unless they were sold out or something. But there could have been an issue. So you might want to try again tomorrow. All right, I'm going to put a couple minis on the top part there, in between these little teeth things for stability. Yeah, oh, the Seaside Spray ribbon is gorgeous. I did not use that on this card, though, because it's a little thicker, and I wanted a thin ribbon, so I went with a Night of Navy that was out of the Playing with Patterns ribbon combo. I'll show it to you in a few minutes, because I'm going to have to attempt to tie a bow again. All right, so this, standing up again, it's going to go all the way across the bottom here. Now, the nice thing about this Dainty Diamonds is there's sort of a, as long as you get your paper on straight, there's sort of a line running through those diamonds. So you can use it as a placement line. Okay, now let's do this thing. And actually, where's that? Never mind, I can't find it. That piece that I had from my, it fell down somewhere. Okay, never mind. We use this. We will use this. I have a, we'll just cut the edges of this and use it. Which I could have cut a little bit better. I actually could have put the teeth out, because that sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? Put your teeth out. Because it has scallops around the edges. Yeah, don't take your teeth out while crafting. Wait, I did and couldn't get that. Okay. It said unavailable for the stamp block G. Well, I don't know. You could try again and see if it's fixed, because they said the ordering, there was a problem with some of it. The only thing I ordered this morning from it was a few colors of cardstock that I was starting to get low on, because that way I could get them at a 10% discount, and I got my demo discount. So that's why I did that. But that's about it. And then we're going to put that up here. Oh, that's pretty. All right, and now the ribbon, I can figure out what I did with it. It's right here. It is from Playing with Patterns combo pack, which is 152468. There's also a purple one and something else in it, a sheer purple prosy one. And then we're going to again use the butterflies, but in Seaside Spray. And we're also going to put on a few Night of Navy from the Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels, which is one of the things this pack was excluded. I know. All right, so let's try and do a bow. Right off the reel, we'll try it. I actually have more trouble with thin bows, thin ribbon, than I do with thick. But I think I might actually have it. There we go. All right. And then don't cut yourself, Deb. That would be bad. Oh my gosh, my daughter scared the heck out of me this morning. She called me after she went to have blood work done. And she said the lady kind of hurt her when she poked her. And then, but she didn't talk to her like the whole time. And then she wrapped her arm in that medical tape like 3 times around her arm. So she took a picture of it when she got home, and it was all red. I said, OMG, is that what I think it is? Because if it is, you need to go to the ER and report this person. She said, oh, no, it's red tape. I'm like, oh, scared the heck out of me. I thought she was bleeding to death. Oh, my word. I've never seen them use red tape, first of all. And it looked weird because some of the edges were a little bit white. I guess that was the cotton stuff sticking out from underneath. Oh my God, that scared me so much. Scared me so much. All right, let's see. Where do I want to put this? Right where that little leaf is, I think. It's about the center. Right there. I should have maybe put it down just a little bit, but it's all right. Now we'll put our butterflies and stuff on. I was terrified. I really thought she was bleeding, like bleeding hard. Oh, scary, scary. We have, our family has a tendency to have, I do, especially small veins. Well, my brother, I think, does too. And I have to warn them every time I go, because otherwise they poke and poke and poke before they get anything, you know? And I can pass out if that happens too much. I have been known to do that. Oops. That butterfly just tried to escape. Not good, butterfly. You have to stay there. All right, so that's it for the butterflies. Now let's use some Night of Navy bling just to add sparkle. And I think one over here. There. And then on the inside of this card, what did I do on the inside of this card? Oh, yes. This is just a piece of Seaside Spray, and I took the leaf and stamped on it, and then I stamped I Move Beyond Words, in Night of Navy. But I don't know if I cut a piece. Oh, yes, I did. I did. So here we go. I think I will stamp that, though, in Night of Navy this time, just like we did the flower. So that's what we'll do. Thank you very much, Nita. Wait, Linda, I get huge needles with, oh, I'm so sorry. Each. I guess you have to handle whatever you have to handle, but some things I don't do real well. And I tell them every time, and I even tell them sometimes this arm is better than that arm, and sometimes they ignore me and go for the other arm anyway, and that part makes me a little angry. But because undoubtedly I don't like that. Undoubtedly then they have to go poke me in the other arm. And yeah. It'll do. It'll do. It's not perfect. I like perfect better, but it's not. Oh well. I don't have another strip of the paper, so while I have my ink out, let me get the sentiment. What did I stamp in there? I moved beyond words. So thank you for your kindness is so appreciated. I am moved beyond words. And that is going to go there. So this has to go over a little bit. That'll work. Anyway, so exciting morning. Thank you very much, Linda. I appreciate that. I was happy with myself today. Sometimes I'm not so much, but this time I was. But I gotta say, the stamp set does a lot of it. So that is card 3. The final card. This one I got the ribbon a little long. This is card 2, which is probably my favorite. And here is our card 1, which was a slimline card, which I also really like a lot. So that is it for me tonight. And since that sale is extended, I guess I will extend till tomorrow evening, maybe about 7 o'clock, for anybody placing an order between June 15th and tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock of $50 or more with me. June 15th, if you've already done it, you don't need to again. You will be on the list to get a catalog for the January to June mini and the celebration brochure. They will be mailed out around December 9th, directly from Stampin' Up. As my way of, or one of my ways of saying thank you for your business and your friendship for many of you. So, thank you, Marla. Hello. I didn't see you come in earlier. And Jen, you have small veins too? Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, people do collapse if you're not careful. Yeah, that's true, Brandy. And I actually, well, I won't go into that, but there was a nurse when my mother first got moved out of, I'm going into it anyway, out of rehab into long-term. And she came in the room as we were moving into the room and proceeded to tell us that she had 20 years of experience and she was tired of everybody telling her what to do, and I hadn't even told her what to do. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not very happy right now, just based on your attitude, because it's our first day in here. Oh, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you all, too. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Tonight was the Flowering Blooms bundle. It's on page 70 in the annual catalog. It should be one of the ones at a 10% discount. The die I used for this on the last card came out of the Today's Tiles bundles, also in the annual catalog. I don't have it in here even. It's lost. No, here it is. This is the die, and that came out of this Today's Tiles bundle. The dies for that, which is beautiful. Also, this is a distinctive stamp set and the coordinating dies, and this is the little die I used to get this effect on this card here. Okay, a beautiful bundle. I got it when they had that stamp sale and I hadn't used it yet, so I wanted to get it used. And this is the postage stamp, rectangular postage stamp punch. And these are the layering squares. And this used some paper from the Boho Indigo, but the inks are all from the In Colors for 2020 to 2022. Alrighty, so any order under 150, please use this through November 30th. And don't forget about the next paper pumpkin kit, which is going to be very cute and very comforting, which you need to order by December 10th if you're interested in that. And apparently the 10% off most things in the annual catalog, but not everything, goes now through the 25th. Per page. I haven't gotten an email yet, or if I did, I haven't seen it yet. Good night, Brandy. You too. Be safe and happy Thanksgiving. Excuse me. Ask for butterfly needle. Oh. Okay. Can't talk about needles anymore. Ick. I tell them what they need to hear, and then I turn my head because I can't watch. I will pass out if I don't do. It's so funny because I used to be in charge of the bloodmobile at work many, like 50 years ago. Didn't bother me at all, and at that time, I didn't weigh enough to be able to donate blood. Boy, I wish I had that problem now. Anyway, yeah, but I sat there and watched everybody else, but with me, no, can't do it. Can't do it. All right, I can't even get all these in screen here. There we go. All right, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful week, wonderful holiday. I will not be on Friday. I will be on Sunday, probably 6 o'clock ish p.m. Eastern time. 6 p.m. Eastern time Sunday, and I don't know what I'll be doing yet, but something. Yeah. So I hope I'll see you then. And all right, talk to you soon. Hugs, love, and peace. Thank you so much for joining me. And nice to meet you, those who came on that I hadn't seen before. I appreciate that. Night, Marla. Night, Philomena. Thank you, Linda. See you Sunday. I feel like the Waltons. Good night, all. Good night, all. Bye.